Hello YouTube and welcome to another vlog coming at you from Autobahn Speedway in Sterling, and here we go. I'm about to spin a little. I tried to go through that turn flat out just for fun and it didn't work so well. Oh man. So now we're doing a pretty decent lap here. It's like a low 33. That's a decent lap for me. So this is we're gonna do this full speed version and we're gonna do it slow version. So this is the full speed version, as you can see. Just giving you an idea of what it actually looks like. And right after we cross the line, we're gonna do the slow version. So here we go. First thing, turn one, flat out. Flat out, do not lift. Turn two and turn three. As you can see, you set this up. Flat out, do not lift. Look how far ahead I'm looking. Notice where the camera's pointed. It's pointed way to the right, and I'm looking super far through the corner. So turn four here, the big U-turn. I go a little wide here, but I'm on the throttle, full throttle at this point. Trying to get down here. I give a dab of brakes to help the cart turn in. And you can see here on my steering, I make 2 bites at the cherry. That's not great, but it gets the cart through. Here we go, turn 6, this little right-hander, full throttle, you're not going that fast. Go all the way wide so you can really cut in for turn 7, this big U-turn here. Well, this little U-turn. Now this is a tough one, this is a compromise corner. Look how far I'm looking. Look where I'm looking still. I'm not looking at the next turn. Now I start looking for turn 8. Again, turn 8 is another compromise corner. And it's really, really important to get yourself all the way to the left here for turn 8 so you can get on the throttle now. Start looking. Look really far. See how far I'm looking? You can't even see anything because of the camera. And look how wide I go through turn 9 because I'm flat out. I'm trying to maintain as much speed as possible. And that's a lap of Autobahn Indoor Speedway in Sterling. So now we're going to do some laps with some other people. So the first thing you want to know is, at full speed here, I'm trying to get the good laps in while I have clean track. I know that there are 9 other people here on the track with me and they're all slow. So if I just sit behind them and dice it up with them, I'm not going to get a good lap. So that's my one good lap right there. As you can see, I'm going to catch up to people before the end of this next lap and it's just going to kill my times. See what I mean? It's just crushing me. And then you can see someone's crashed hard. That lady's crashed hard. Look at that. The barrier's all askew. It's not good. That's the hardest crash I've ever seen at Autobahn. She just went straight on into that barrier. I think what she did was she just didn't use her strength. It just went straight on and got scared and just gave it some gas and gassed it straight into that barrier. Now we're going again. You can see me making passes. You gotta be really aggressive with your passes. You wanna be fair, but aggressive with your passes. That's the key. See how I go around? That guy wasn't looking far enough ahead, so he wasn't able to identify that cart. And I was able to make a double pass there. So, instead of talking about this video, why don't you just take a look, watch the video, see what you think I'm doing right, see what you think I'm doing wrong. Again, these guys are stopping and talking, so I'm just gonna get by them. You can see even when I'm going slow, I'm looking at... Anyways, the reason I made this is, what is true speed? What does it mean to go fast, guys? And this is something that applies directly to motorcycle riding. What does it mean to go fast? Now, you can come up with all your definitions, but there's a really good video out there. Well, I wouldn't call it a good video, but it has a very good point. So my man named Waylon Clark, he's got his own channel. Take a look. It's called like Super Trooper and Street King Adventures. Anyways, he has a video called "What Makes a Fast Rider Different from a Faster Rider?" So like, what makes a guy who's fast slower than a guy who's faster than him? And people had all kinds of answers. Most of them were like training and experience, which is a good answer, right? But at the end of the video, Waylon comes up and he says, well, yeah, training and experience is all well and good, but can you actually apply your training? When the chips are down, when you're on the track, can you actually apply that training and make moves like, look at me pass that guy around the outside, look at me pass this guy on the inside, look what I'm doing to these people. These aren't fast karters, so I'm destroying them. But at the same time, what would make someone faster than me? Is it training and experience necessarily? And the answer is no. What makes them faster than me is what they actually do. You know what I mean? How they turn the kart, how they accelerate, how they brake, the things they're actually doing in the moment. And sure, training and experience can improve those things, but going fast is something that takes real dedication and real... You can see me looking up at the board there, trying to see if I'm in first. Anyways, yeah, going fast takes real dedication to your craft in the moment. You've got to be in the zone when you're out there. You know what I mean? So what Waylon really said, the summary is, what does it mean to go fast? And what makes a fast rider different from a faster rider? Well, a fast rider gets to the apex faster and gets away from the apex faster. And that's the key to all of this. So when you're breaking down a lap on the go-kart track and trying to improve your speed, that's what you're looking at. How fast did I get to the apex and how fast did I get out of the apex? That is the key. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that guy let me by, so I give him a little piece. And this is what I'm going to say true speed is. True speed is how fast you get into the apex and how fast you get out of the apex. So what does getting into the apex entail, right? It's how fast you hold the throttle, or how long you hold the throttle open, how late you brake, how hard you brake, how deeply you trail brake. Those are the things that are going to determine how fast you get into the apex, right? Holding the throttle open longer, so that means you have to brake harder. That means you have to trail brake deeper. And that gets you to the apex more quickly. And then getting out of the apex, right? How much have you gotten your bike turned before you get to the apex? How confident are you in your throttle control? How confident are you in your bike's suspension and rear end? And how early can you open that throttle up? That determines how fast you get out of the apex. So on a go-kart, it's the same way, right? Brake hard. Ooh, jeez. I was being really aggressive there, and sometimes you get it wrong, you know? Sometimes you can't make that pass. Definitely don't let people pass you back, unless they are actually faster than you. So on a kart here, how am I able to get this guy? See what I mean? I get on the brakes later than him. And that gets me down to the apex faster. That same guy, he took a super late, wide and late apex, and that lets me get to the apex so much faster, right? So then, again, here, well, that's the end of this race. We'll go to the next one now. And this time I put the camera on the kart, so it's going to be a bumpy ride. So if you want to skip this part, I wouldn't feel bad for you. But, like, this really makes it look like it's faster because of how bumpy it is. But let's watch. Let's watch what makes me faster than these other, you know, go-kart drivers. So here we go. I'm coming up on some people now, right? He's going to wave the blue flags, but from my experience, people do not care about those blue flags. So the first thing you can see is look how aggressively I turn the kart. Look how I get in on the inside and just like force my way through. I'm getting down to that apex. This is the same time. I'm going to the outside. That doesn't work. Again, I'm going to put myself up on the inside. He takes a wide apex, and he's not able to get out of the apex. He kind of slid the kart and got the rear end out of shape. And because he did that, he killed all his speed, and his ability to exit the apex was just gone. See, same with me there. I made a big mistake because I wasn't able to exit the apex of that little flat-out turn. I killed all my speed. Same with him there, the guy ahead of me. He killed his speed and was able to let me catch up. So I get in deep into that apex quick, and then I get out of it because I keep the kart in shape and I keep my speed up. So I'm braking later, cornering harder, apexing better. Oh, jeez. That guy just completely lost it, let's be honest. He had no apex. He was just fighting for survival at that point. So now, you know, I got a clean lap. So if you are going to go race at Autobahn, one thing to remember is those clean laps are very important. You can actually see me slowing down. I'm trying to create as much of a gap between myself and the cart in front of me so that I can put that clean lap in. And now you can see I'm going as fast as I can. I'm pushing hard. And know that pushing hard doesn't mean braking later or turning harder or accelerating with your foot, you know, harder, or your throttle hand harder. Pushing hard means concentrating harder and doing the things you need to do as precisely as possible. That's what it means to push. So at this point I get another lap. Look at this, I'm getting another lap in, so I'm going to push as hard as I can. Ooh, I get the car kind of out of shape, but as you notice, it didn't kill my speed too much. So I'm still on track to do a pretty decent lap here. I notice again, there's no one ahead of me, so I'm doing good. Keeping it left here so I get a good drive out of here. And I get 2 good laps, and that's probably enough to get me the win against slower drivers, right? But I can see at this point that there are people ahead of me, and I'm going to catch them before the lap is over. So this is just a wash of a lap. But at the same time, I want to catch them as fast as possible and get by them so I can maybe get another lap somewhere, right? The thing you have to understand about these karts as well when you do go to Autobahn is that the traction you have is highly sensitive to tire temperature. The tires cool off very quickly, and your laps at the later stages of the race are going to be better than your laps at the earlier stages of the race that you saw. The kart is going to slip pretty hard for the first 2 or 3 laps. There's just no 2 ways about it. So here we go. I passed a lot of people. Now I'm actually behind a guy who's a little faster, as you can see. He's able to keep himself ahead of me, but look at how he doesn't get out of that apex well. He slides the kart and then apexes after losing a ton of speed. See what I'm saying? Like, I am keeping the kart much more stable than he is. And look at the lines he's taking. They're just terrible. But even still, because of the lines he's taking, he is just all over the track. And I'm just all over his butt. And the fact is the track's not wide enough to let me make a safe pass. So there we go. I get up next to him, and I'm able to just get around him. I'm going to take a nice wide turn here and keep my speed up. And then there we go. I'm the inside, and I can just go crazy. So here we go. I got another good lap. Again, when you get good laps in these races, use that to your full advantage. Don't make mistakes when there's no one ahead of you. You know what I mean? Go as fast as you can, and I can see that guy ahead of me, so I'm worried I'm going to catch him. But hopefully, I'm just hoping that I can make the lap work, you know, and I go a little wide there. That cost me a couple tenths, but still, look at that. I made the lap work, and that put me in a good position again to record a good time, which is what Autobahn is all about, recording a good time. So always keep that in mind. This is a great way to put your skills to the test. Because, again, when it comes to street or track riding, the skills that you apply here at Autobahn are the same skills you would apply on a motorcycle. They just are. Throttle control, steering inputs, braking control, all that stuff applies directly to your motorcycle ride. And now we're coming to the end of this. Let's just have it a little watch. And, like I said, what is true speed? I'm going to say it one more time. Beat it into your head. True speed is how quickly, look at how fast I get into the apex there. You know what I mean? I'm able to dive bomb, so to speak, dive bomb the apex, get the kart in there while still maintaining my speed and maintaining my direction for the exit of the apex. So maximizing how late you can brake and how early you can get on the gas while still maintaining your speed and composure through the turn is your key to true speed, okay? True speed isn't opening the throttle super crazy. It's not doing wheelies. It's not going 180 miles an hour in a straight line. True speed is about cornering. It's about road courses and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to dirt, I know a lot of guys who watch this might be into dirt, and true speed on dirt's a different thing that I'm not going to explore because I just don't really know what it is. But I think the principles are kind of the same. How fast you get into and out of the apex of your corner, I think that still applies, but how you do it is just totally different. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And think about your riding.